3, 2, 1.
Welcome to The Peaceful Truth, where we talk about everything from feminist issues, women empowerment, and everything in between. Today, we are going to talk about our beauty regimen.
Woohoo! Yeah, so last week's was a little serious.
It was real serious.
So we decided to have another lighthearted one, like our conspiracy theory one.
Yes, and I think that it was much needed after last week. And I'm really excited about this because I really like makeup.
Yeah, me too. So if you're a girly girl but you're a feminist, sorry, or you're not a girly girl, sorry about it. But tune in next week and we'll have something different. Nothing about beauty next week. But we have a special guest today to masculine up this podcast a little bit.
It's my dog, Cooper. He's being a really good boy.
He's such a model. Look at him.
I just could not resist bringing him. Because, it hurts in your heart a little bit every time that you leave them. Yeah. Your heart is just like, oh, I don't want to leave them. And so today I was like, you know what? I'm going to take him, see what it's like. We've got Annie here. We've got Binks here.
Annie just walked up. I don't think we've ever announced it, but guys, we have a YouTube channel if you only listened through iTunes. So you can see Coop. So head over to YouTube at The Peaceful Truth and you can see what Cooper looks like.
Yeah. And I post links to the YouTube clip on our Facebook page. So, because that's the only way I know how to do it.
So that's how we get our views on YouTube. But yeah.
So, we'll see. So far, he's being a pretty good boy. So maybe he can come back again. So we'll see, though. He's been on his best behavior.
So he's met our zoo. He's met Ann. He's met Brownie, who's one of our kitty cats here. And then he met my son, Binks.
The only one he hasn't met is Callie, and that's because Callie's the mean one.
Oh, hopefully Aaron doesn't listen to this one. But yeah, so little Binks did pretty well. He just kind of hit at him, but he didn't hurt him.
Yeah.
Yeah. So
far, so good. So far, everybody's getting along.
There we go. Okay. So how was your week? We always have to talk about our weeks.
Yeah. My week was really good. I took Monday off of work and I just got a lot of stuff done.
Good. Do you feel better?
I feel so much better. So I went to the dentist and I had to get 2 fillings and they were my first fillings. I've never had fillings before.
How'd it go?
It went okay. Right now I can still feel like that they're in my mouth. Like I feel like
well, I hope they're still in your mouth.
I can feel them. It feels weird, but I think that that's maybe normal.
Yeah.
And then I took harmonium lessons, which is always so much fun. And then I cleaned the apartment and then Cooper got his shots because he was due for his rabies shots. So Cooper got his shots. So I just felt like I needed to jam pack everything into one day, and I feel like I did. And then Tuesday I went back to work and then did a lot of yoga. I'm doing it's called the Bhakti Toolbox, and Bhakti Yoga is the devotional form of yoga.
Cool.
And so we're reading a spiritual text called the Ramayana, and then we discuss it and we sing and play the harmonium. And so that's every Wednesday, and it's so much fun. It's with my harmonium teacher, Rob and Melissa Lensgaard.
Awesome. And they follow us on Insta.
And one day I want Melissa to be on here.
Awesome. That's so cool. So is it like a husband-wife duo? Mm-hmm. That's so cute.
They're a husband-wife duo. They're super into Bhakti Yoga, and they do great Wednesday night mini workshops. It's about 2 hours, so it's super fun. And then on Friday, I went out with Kenzie and Des and Aaron and Chelsea, and we had Mexican food, and it was really good, and the queso was really good.
Yeah, that is okay. So we're both from Texas, so we're picky about our Mexican food. Would you say I am? Would you say you are?
Yeah.
Would you say I am? I am like super picky. So like, no offense to Washington State, but a lot of the salsa here is marinara based. Have you experienced that?
The salsa's not very good here, and the food is like a little bit fresh and healthy, and I'm like, no, where's the grease? Where's the cheese?
Give us the crappy stuff. No, but like agave,
Agave was
wonderful.
good. The queso was really good, and the margaritas were good.
Oh, yeah, the margaritas. And they give you a lot.
And they give you a lot.
So that was good. Well, awesome. Well, how was your day yesterday?
Yesterday, it was good. We like deep cleaned the apartment because
Ooh.
Amanda and Jeff are coming this weekend for my birthday.
Birthday time.
And so we were like, we got to scrub this thing down. And so we did. And it feels so good to have a clean apartment and to like really get in and clean all of the nooks and crannies. And so we did that. And then I went to yoga, and that's it. How was your week, Kens?
My week was fine. Let's see. Work went well. Got a lot of stuff done at work, so that's always a good feeling. Podcast was edited. I did some like research on the lighting. I want to get us better lighting, I think.
Oh, really?
Yeah, because we're kind of dimly lit by natural light, and I kind of want to get a little amped up on our lighting.
Oh, cool.
So I did research on that, and then I went to cycling classes again. Not much new happened this week.
How was your shoulder?
Better, but I sat out. I always like feel competitive, in cycling classes, and in this particular one, they do like arm workouts. They have like weights on the side that you could go grab, and it was like another shoulder day, I guess. So I skipped it because I was like, I don't know how 100% my shoulder is.
Taking care of yourself, that's always a good thing.
Yeah, so I took care of myself, and then Friday night was fun. Went out with the group, the same thing, and then yesterday was a good day. I cleaned, and then I explored Kirkland a little bit. Went to Flat Stick, which is
Nice.
the like golfing place where you can drink too.
Yeah, it's really fun. There's actually another Flat Stick like 2 blocks away from my office.
No way.
So it's really fun. It's a good place.
Yeah, so yeah, it was a lot of fun. Let's go right into the beauty regimen. So I kind of have a list, and I think that'll like incorporate all your faves.
Yeah.
So do you want me to go down my list, my plan of what we can talk about?
Yeah, for sure.
Okay. So what are your must-haves? Okay. So I am I'm a cheapskate when it comes to like things, like buying things for myself, because my previous job I did get paid a lot, so I had to be scrappy about stuff. So what are your must-haves though to throw some legitimate money down? Like it's not drugstore. You would go to the mall to get this. What are your must-haves for that?
My must-haves is foundation.
Same.
So I use NARS.
And it looks good, girl.
Thanks, girl. And I really need this because I feel like I have a really uneven skin, and there was a time in my 20s, early 20s, going back to last week, there was a time in my mid-20s when I went off of birth control, and then my entire face cratered into pimples like no other. I was off of birth control for like 2 months, and my face exploded. And so I'm still, to this day, probably 6 years later, fighting those scars that were left behind. So the pimples are gone because I'm back on birth control. I go to the gynecologist every year when I'm supposed to go to the gynecologist. I get my pill. She checks my vagine, and now the pimples are under control, but it's the scars that I'm fighting with now. And so NARS has a really good foundation, and I use their soft matte complete concealer that is really, really awesome too. So I would say both the NARS concealer and the NARS foundation are really important in my beauty routine.
So my expensive must-haves is, so I went off of it for a while. So I was trying to find a really good, I like powder foundation. I don't like liquid. I think it's just like a preference thing. But I had used this growing up. Like, it's the Studio Mac Fix powder. But yeah, it's a powder base, and it's really good for full coverage. So I was on air for a while, and I was just trying to find the best thing that lasted all day, and that was like really matte, because when you're on television, you can't really have metallic things. You have to have everything matte because like the lighting like picks up on it funky, or that's what I was told. So I was just trying to find the best full coverage that was very like caked on there because I had to have cake makeup because you have to like do it 5 times more to make yourself look like a clown in person, but on camera it doesn't look as bad. So basically I was like trying to find the best one. I went back and forth and I found one that I liked that was a different brand, but they discontinued it, which is like the worst feeling.
They always do that.
I even forget what it's called, to be honest. I have a terrible memory. So that one was discontinued. So it doesn't even matter. But Studio Fix by MAC, I went back to it like 3 months ago and I like it again. I don't know why I ever left. So I definitely recommend this. And this is something I'm going to splurge on. I don't splurge that often. So those are always like my big splurges. My other big splurges are my contouring things, like, and I'm not like married to my contouring things right now. But I have to have like a bronzer here and like a good blush.
I want you to teach me contouring because I think that I'm not that good at it, and I think that it's something that I could really like and really do myself.
Oh, girl, yeah. Let's have like a beauty night.
Okay.
Oh, or a girls' night.
Okay.
Or we do makeup. And then I want to talk about primer later on and go more in depth about it. But Smashbox, I just got this, is a primer to like make your, it's photo finish. It's like their most famous one, to make your foundation supposedly last longer, because I hate it when foundation like wears off.
Do you think it works?
Thus far I'm like think it's good. It doesn't make me break out. It gives you like, even if you don't want to wear a foundation, you could just put the primer on and it makes you less like shiny. So I like it so far. I don't know for sure if I believe it makes it last all day, but I will get back to you on that later. So my hair products, I have to spend a little bit of money on. I can't get like the discount, but it's not like even that expensive. I get Aussie brand, but like I know people that like get like the basic stuff, and I'm like, just splurge a little bit, you know?
Yeah, you can't, or else my hair feels like straw. If I buy like the V5.
No offense to Swab. Do you feel like that? Have you ever used Swab?
I don't know if I've ever used Swab. My dad uses this V5, VO5. Do you know what I'm talking about?
I've seen the brand. Yeah, it's like coming up in my brain right now. Yeah.
And that's because my dad is a man and doesn't care. And so one time I ran out of shampoo whenever I lived with him, and I was like, dang it, I got to use this V5, VO5, whatever it is. And then the next day I was like, my hair is straw.
Ugh. Yeah, so you can't do it.
No.
And then a straightener. I have to drop down for like a really good straightener.
Yes, me too.
But I've had it for like 5 years, so it's definitely like lasted its time.
They last a long time. Well, cheese used to last forever.
Cheese used to be bae, but now they're cheap.
Now they're like, their quality went way down way fast.
Yeah, because they got popular. Mine, I forget my brand. I think it's Pseudo something.
Mine's GHD. I like it a lot. Cool. I've had it like 7 years or something, but I was at PetSmart the other day, and she has a line for dogs.
I saw that too. I go to PetSmart for Binks's food. I saw that too.
I was like, you gotta be kidding me.
That's weird.
I know.
Okay, so what's your bedtime routine?
Okay, so my bedtime routine. First thing I have to do is take off my eye makeup with Neutrogena.
You need some more, girl.
Oil-free eye makeup remover. And so I have to use this eye makeup remover, and I use these little cotton swabs to get off my eye makeup. So I actually had this epiphany last night, and I was going to talk to Chelsea because, you know, Chelsea is the queen of side hustles. And so I always feel super guilty about using these cotton swabs because think of how many I use in my entire life, and think like they can't be decomposed. Like, you can't tell me that this isn't going straight into a landfill. And think of how many
it's made out of cotton.
Yeah, and think of how many I use, and not just me, but women around the world, that there's just these huge cotton swabs just like sitting in landfills somewhere. So if there was some kind of way that I could make a cotton swab that could be used multiple times and not ruin this environment, that would be really great. So
I like it.
I'm just going to ponder on it and maybe do some research and see what it is. So then after my eye makeup is off, then I wash my face with this super cheap Cetaphil daily facial cleanser.
Sometimes the cheap stuff is great.
I really like it. So what happened was Des uses this, like,
Oh, okay.
since the day I met him, he uses this.
Yeah.
And I was using
And he has good
all
skin.
this fancy stuff. I was going to all these fancy places and buying all this super expensive face wash and stuff. And then one day I was just like, why? Like, I'm wasting so much money on this stuff. And so then I started saying, I'm just going to use Des's and see what it's like. And so I've used it for maybe 4 months now, and I really like it.
Cool. That's awesome.
And I get a mooch off of Des.
He just buys it. Oh, yeah. It does look good. So would you consider your skin normal to oily?
I would consider my skin normal.
It's not really fragranty.
No, it's not. And it's really cheap. Then I did splurge on this, baby.
Okay. Well, what is it?
It's Renewal Light Facial Lotion from Epionce.
Oh.
And so then I just slather this baby on my face to the point where, like, Des doesn't want to kiss me on the cheek goodnight. It's so, like...
Is it anti-aging or something?
Yeah, it's anti-aging, and it's just really moisturizing. And so I think that it's good for me. I mean, I'm 28. I'm going to be 28 on Friday. Mm-hmm. I'm getting up there, girl.
No, you're not.
Gotta use that eye cream.
That's another topic I want to talk on too, like beauty myths. So you like it though? Do you feel like it? Like,
yeah.
Where did you get it?
I got it from, okay, so whenever I had all of those crazy acne scars, I went to a person who did facials for me, and I really, really, really liked the facials. And so I bought everything in this Epionce brand. I bought face wash. I bought cleanser. I bought this. I bought that. And I literally, broke my bank doing it. And then this is the one product where I'm like, no, I really need to splurge on this because I like it that much. So the
how
other
much
ones,
is it? I have like a list of stuff. I was going to share how much things were.
It's probably like a good $50.
Okay. How long does it last you?
It's lasted me for 4 months, and I imagine that I'm halfway through. I imagine it'll last me 8 months. Yeah.
And that's not bad then.
So then, and then I gotta put in my eye drops.
Because tell them why.
So I went to the eye doctor like 8 months ago, and she said that my eyes were as dry as a postmenopausal woman.
Apparently their eyes are dry.
Apparently, when you go through menopause, everything dries up.
Have you seen that SNL?
Have
you seen that SNL thing where they talk about muffins, but it's like basically they're talking about their vaginas and they're like radio hosts? Have you seen that SNL skit? My muffin is dry. That's what it reminds me of.
So when you go through menopause, apparently it's not just your vagina that dries. It's your eyes. It's your skin.
Your vagina dries up?
Yes, girl.
What do you mean?
Your vagina dries up and it is painful
like
to have
sexual
sex.
Intercourse?
I think it's painful. You didn't know this?
No.
Your mom didn't tell you? So, yeah, she told me my eyes were the driest she's ever seen in her life. And she asked me how I can even see. My eyesight was fluctuating so much that she would be like, read the bottom row. And I'd be like, 1, 7, 9. She'd be like, those are letters. I was like, crap. So I got to put in my Zydra eye drops then, which they're these new, they're prescription eye drops for dry eyes, and they're new to the market. And so the first round that I bought was $350 for a month's worth of eye drops.
That's more than your moisturizer.
So now I met my deductible, and now it's only $10 a month.
Oh, thank God.
So thank you, deductible, for doing that.
Insurance, man.
So then I got to put in, after I put in my eye drops, then I have to put in my eye gel, where I pull my lower lid down, and then I just put a really big layer of gel right in my eyeball. And it's because whenever I'm sleeping, my eyes don't close all the way, and they're just like a little bit open. And so then that white part of my eye is being constantly hit by air. And so when I'm sleeping for 8 hours, it's just like no blinking, just constant air. And so the gel protects the white part of my eye. And so Des will look over at me, and first of all, he doesn't want to kiss me because of my lotiony face. And then he's looking at my eyes, and he's like, why are you crying?
Girl, you scary at nighttime. No, but I was interviewing him basically at dinner the other night. Did you hear me talking to him about your eyes?
No.
I was like, so like, what happens when her eyes are at night? And he's like, it looks like she's still awake. And I go, no, it doesn't. And he was like, yeah, it does. And he goes, sometimes I don't know if she's awake. And I start talking to her. And then I realize when she's not responding that she's asleep.
I didn't know that happened.
He talks to you. And then he's like, oh, never mind.
I didn't know that he did that. That is so funny. So then that's my night routine. Then and then the ointment is so thick that you can't see anything. So you got to put it in right when you're ready to fall asleep. Because if you open your eyes, you're like, I can't see anything.
What if you have to pee?
You just got to try to
Blind
make your way there.
Jeez Louise, girl.
So then I fall asleep, and I'm a super heavy sleeper. So literally nothing wakes me up. So yeah, then I'm out like a light.
That's your beauty routine?
That's my beauty routine.
Mine's much more simple. Okay, so I was going to talk about this later, and I was going to talk about more later on. Okay, so my beauty routine is probably will make other women cringe. Real quick, I have a question. Is your eyeball, is there like extra skin at the bottom over on this side?
I don't know.
Because this morning I was touching my eyeball, and it feels like I have skin under there. Like it was like, it kind of came out, and I was like, oh no.
I don't know.
It's weird.
I want to research this more with you later.
Okay, so my eyeballs are weird. That's why I wore glasses today. I'm like, baby, I have a condition. I'm a hypochondriac, you guys. Like, severe hypochondriac. I think I'm, like, gonna die at every 5 seconds.
And so then you found this weird extra skin at the corner of your eye?
Yeah.
And it
and
came
it's on
off?
both sides. No, it just, like, comes off. It,
I'm gonna watch you do this later.
Okay. Okay, so my bedtime routine is much more simple, and it's probably cringeworthy. So I just take out my contacts, put in some eye drops. I use bar soap for everything.
Even your mascara?
Yep, I don't use makeup remover.
Do you use waterproof mascara?
No.
Oh, wow. And bar soap makes your eye makeup come out?
I use Dove Sensitive Skin bar soap for my body and my face. And it was basically because my dad always did that. And he's like, a washcloth and a bar soap. That's all you need in life. And that's all I've ever used.
Wow. Talk about saving money.
So I use a freaking bar of Dove soap to take off my makeup. I just like put some water on my face, use that bar soap. And like, I'm kind of embarrassed because I like don't want to like tell people that because I know girls are like have this routine. And so last night, apparently all of Chelsea's friends were over like with Collectible. They were like working on their stuff last night, and they're my friends too. But Larissa was like looking under my sink for my makeup remover because she like got her lipstick everywhere, like a clown all over her face, and couldn't find it.
Well, you're like, yeah, because it doesn't exist.
And so, but I had like a sample, and like to save myself, I was like, yeah, it's right here.
So did you admit to her that you don't take off your makeup?
I don't remember if I did, but anyway, so I used the bar soap to take off my makeup. Then I put on moisturizer. I brush my teeth, and then I brush my retainers because I grind my teeth at night. So I have to wear retainers, or because like they're whittling down fast. And my dad and I always joke, I have all of his health ailments, like every single thing is passed down. And so
then Chelsea doesn't have any.
Yeah. And so I grind my teeth.
And so your dad grind his teeth?
And he has to wear like a thing, and it's genetic. So I have to wear like one on top and one on the bottom. Like, plus I got braces, and it's a bad investment to like not wear them. So anyway, I grind my teeth, and I have to do that, and then I go to bed.
Nice.
That's all I do.
Well, it takes you 5 seconds. It takes me 30 minutes to
I'm
go
like
to
a
bed.
dude when it comes to going to bed. So I guess let's talk about our makeup and morning routines now.
So then in the morning, I use the same facial cleanser that I did in the did at night. Sorry, the cheap one. And then you've got to wear sunscreen on your face.
Agreed.
You've got to. And so back in the day, I bought this really expensive sunscreen. I don't know why. Then I said, why am I doing this? You can go to Walgreens and get sunscreen for the face for $5. And so I found this Neutrogena.
I don't think it's Neutrogena's $5. It's like 15 or 16, I think.
Okay, maybe, yeah. So compared to the $50 I was spending on sunscreen, I am, I'm saving the bucks now. So I bought this Neutrogena Clear Face Breakout Free, and I did some research, and it says that the SPF should be at least 50. So I got 55 just to cover myself a little more. And so far, it has not made my face break out at all. And it's probably been about 2 months. So I figured it would have already done it by now if it was going to.
So you put it on before?
Yes. This is after I wash my face, this is the first thing that I put on.
Cool.
Then I go and do my eye makeup. Oh, wait, I should also pause and say sometimes whenever I go to work, I have to weigh the benefits of wearing makeup versus not wearing makeup.
Me too. I don't always wear makeup to work anymore. I used to have to, but it's glorifying not to.
Yeah. So I look at my
Or is that the
calendar
right word?
and I say, do I have any meetings with any important people? Do I have anything after work, such as dinner with friends? If the answer is no to all these questions, then I simply wear base, foundation, and blush, and that's it.
Perfect.
And then if I am like, no, I probably need to look good, I got a big important meeting, I got to look confident, then I'll go in and do my eye makeup before I do my foundation makeup. And the majority of my eye makeup is a combination of MAC, NARS, and Almay from Target.
I use Almay too.
Revlon.
Revlon.
So do you, and then you've got to have this stuff.
What is it?
Chelsea has it. She's the one who told me
is
about
that
it.
the brow stuff?
Yeah, it's called Benefit Give Me Brows.
Which you can get at Ulta, I think, or Sephora.
And so I saw her, she was putting on her makeup at my house probably last year. And I saw her just do it real quick. And all of a sudden she had a full set of eyebrows. And I was like, girl, how'd you do that? And so then she told me about it. And then ever since then, I've been hooked. So on days when I don't do my eye makeup, I also do my brows, though, because brows are so big right now.
Yeah, they are.
Which is weird because when we were growing up, we wanted them to be as little as possible.
Yeah, I know. Like thin. Ugh. That was a bummer of a time. But one day we're going to be like, we had bushy ass eyebrows back then.
Then it's going to go back to being thin, and then our kids are going to look at our eyebrows and be like, Mom, why'd you have that unibrow on your forehead?
Cooper doesn't like being pet under the chin.
Oh, he doesn't?
No, he growls at me every time.
Oh, I'm sorry. Sometimes he's a bit of a dink.
I just pet your head in. Okay, continue.
Do you want me to go through my eye colors, or what do you want me to do?
Whatever you want to do.
So then I have to use this MAC base for your eyes. It's called a Painterly Pot. And then I use...
So that's a primer, basically.
Then I use, this is my favorite. It's MAC eyeshadow, and it's called Naked Lunch. And it's literally the only color that I wear these days. And so then I just put Naked Lunch all over my eyelid. And then I put a little bit darker in the crease if I want to go really fancy. And then I use liquid eyeliner on the top, which is Revlon Color Stay liquid liner. And Drugstore. I save money on this. And then I use pencil on the bottom.
Really?
So
Why is that?
Girl, I don't know. I used to use pencil on the top, but then I wanted a really defined line, and I felt like with a pencil I couldn't get there. And so I use liquid on top and pencil on bottom, and the pencil on bottom is also Maybelline Define a Line. So it is also save money there.
Cool.
And then you got to use, I've got to curl my eyelashes. If I'm going to do my eyes, I'm curling my eyelashes with this baby right here. And then I'm using cheap drugstore mascara, Maybelline The Falsies Volume Express, to be exact.
Cool.
So yeah, then that's my face.
Awesome. Okay, so my morning routine is washing my face with a bar of soap. And then I put on this moisturizer, which I swear by, because I have dry skin. Like every single day on the side of my nose, it would peel
Oh, really?
every single day. And I have like peely skin. It's bad. And so I use gel. I used to use lotions and potions and that sort of a thing, but I use Garnier Skin Active Moisture Rescue, and it's a gel and it's pink. And I swear by it. It's a drugstore thing. It has made my skin so much better. I put it on in the morning, at night. I freaking love this moisturizer, and it's only $8.
And you found it yourself, or did somebody tell you about it?
No, I was just like, I used to use, actually, I think like either Neutrogena or L'Oreal, where it was like, and I should like always use a sunscreen. I do when I feel like I'm going to be outside a lot in reporting, but I used to use that. It had SPF in it. It was a lotion, but I like still want to cure the peeling on the side of my face. I broke out a little bit, and then I just bounced around to different expensive ones from like MAC to Clinique, and I went all around, and I finally landed on this, and I think I just picked it up, and I was like, this looks different. Why? No, let's just try it.
It's pink. It's
I've
gel.
gone through the gamut. It's gel. It's not normal.
Let's do it.
So I did it, and I swear by it.
Cool.
So ladies, if you have dry skin and it peels and it's a pain in the butt and you don't want to talk about it, get this stuff. And it's even good like if you get a sunburn and you put it on there, it just like seeps into your skin. It's great. I swear by this.
Nice.
So I put on my moisturizer, and lately I've been using primer, so the Smashbox primer. And then I use like a liquid it's actually concealer, but it's like paler than my skin tone, and it's from a drugstore. It's clean and clear, and I like, or no, what is that called? CoverGirl. And I put it like on my jawline, all around my jawline, through my chin, on the base of my nose, up on my forehead in a straight line above my nose, and then over my eyebrows and underneath my eyes. And I blend it with one of those like little sponge things that are pink, and I blend it like that. Then I put on the Studio MAC over that. And then I put, and this might not be proper contouring, I just made this thing up by myself. And then I do bronzer on my cheekbones, which I feel like I like my cheekbones. That's something I like about myself a lot. But I can like make it even look more dramatic with the bronzer. And then I bronze around my brow on the side of my nose to make your nose look smaller. So if you highlight it and then put bronzer on the side, it makes your nose look tinier. Does that make sense?
I heard about the bronzer on the side of the nose, which I try to do sometimes.
Yeah. And then I do my hairline. So like my lighter makeup blends in with my hairline. And then I do like the sides here with the bronzer, all with the bronzer. Then I put on blush. And so then I've got a really firm base that I really like. And then lately I've been using like this really light highlighter that's shimmery and golden. And I put it on it's highlighter, but I put it on my eyelids. And then I put it on the top of my cheekbones. And then I don't use that. I use a brown eyeshadow for my eyebrows.
Oh.
And I put it on with a thin brush to save money because I'm a little cheapskate, and it was like a sample I got a bajillion years ago and it still works.
Perfect.
And then I put on a setting spray.
Oh, what about eyeliner?
Oh, yeah. I forgot about mascara and eyeliner. Before I do any of this, after I put on my moisturizer even, I actually do my mascara and eyeliner first. Mm-hmm. It's just my thing. I just like to do it. I don't know. Some women usually do that first or last or whatever, but I have to do it first because I make a mess all over my face and I remove it with Q-tips. I just like make a hot mess. It looks like someone was punched. But I use Almay liquid liner, which is really cheap, and then my golden go-to for all of life, if this gets discontinued, I might cry. Telescopic mascara by L'Oreal. in a golden tube. Best thing ever. And then, so it separates, why it's so great is it separates your eyelashes really well. And I'll like take a picture of this. It separates your eyelashes really well, first off. So then you get like a good base, but then it layers on itself really well. I have very blonde eyelashes, and eyelashes are like my thing. It makes me feel feminine. It makes me feel pretty. I just like it. And I don't do it for anyone else. I know no one else cares, but I do it for myself. So I layer this on. And I'm obsessed with it, and it layers really well, and it makes your eyelashes look dramatic. Like all the time people ask me if I have falsies on.
Oh, nice. That's a good compliment.
Mm-hmm. So
how long have you been using that mascara?
Oh my God, since high school.
So another little fun fact about Kenzie, I don't know if you still do it, but back in the day, whenever you were first in college, you would sit by your sink on the countertop and get as close to the mirror as possible.
Still do.
To do her makeup.
I don't sit on the countertop because I'm trying to respect Aaron and Chelsea's new house. But I have like a little mirror where I'm like all up in this little mirror, and I'm like
just as close as possible.
Yeah, man.
Yeah, you gotta get close.
I like
up in
my
there.
defined eyelashes. I like them separated. I like them looking beautiful. So yeah, it's my thing.
Chelsea calls them
quirk.
your cow eyelashes.
My what?
Cow eyelashes.
Cow? Oh, I didn't
like
know
whenever cartoons, whenever you see a cartoon of a cow, they always have these like long, luscious eyelashes.
I'm fine with being compared to a cow in that way. So yeah, that's my makeup routine. I was just thinking of tips and recommendations, how to get lipstick off your teeth. So it looks weird when you're doing it, but I like had to learn a trick because I would go on air with like lipstick, and lipstick makes me look older. I have a problem where, and this is like not a problem, but I have a thing where I always look too young. And so I wanted to look a little like more mature on television. Mm-hmm. So lipstick kind of adds a little bit of time on me. But I would always like, you stick your finger in your mouth and you just run your finger through your mouth, like pop.
Yep.
And it gets it all on your finger, what would go on your teeth.
Yep. I used to be a dancer in high school, and we would do that before every show. We would have to get our lipstick all on our finger instead of our teeth.
So you did that trick too.
Yeah, it works.
Yeah, it's a trick. It's a good trick. And then actually my friend taught me this in like middle school, but you don't have to buy expensive primer for your eyelids. You can literally put on a non-fragranced or non-tinted lip balm.
Oh.
And then kind of rub it in, and I swear to you, it brings out the color. It makes it last all day.
Oh, that's cool.
But you have to make it thin, and you have to like really spread it out, because if you don't, you'll get like the creases and stuff.
Mm-hmm.
But
so you do that?
I used to.
Yeah.
But I don't wear eyeshadow really. So yeah.
Cool.
Good tip. Okay, so do you have any recommendations like that?
Yeah. So the one that I can really think of is, after a day of wearing lipstick, my lips always get super, super dry.
Right.
And I'll wake up the next morning and be like, my lips. And so I bought this MAC lip balm that you wear at night and you fall asleep in it. So once again, I'm just like covering myself, making myself...
You can't even kiss your lips.
Making myself just like this walking thing of moisture. So...
It's good though.
So it's this, and it smells really good, which I know smells probably aren't the best thing, but it's from MAC, and it's like this renewal lip balm or something like that. And so if you go to MAC and ask them for it, they'll know exactly where to point you, but it truly does the trick. So after a day of wearing lipstick, I've got to use that stuff.
And it makes it good?
Mm-hmm.
Awesome.
Then I wake up with lips like a baby.
Your skin is a baby and your lips are a baby. Okay, so I wanted to talk about what we think are beauty myths. So I'm still not 100% convinced. I like it so far, but I'm not convinced that primer really makes it last all day.
Yeah, I don't use primer, and so I think that the times that I have, I didn't really notice a difference. So then I am not a primer believer.
Okay. I feel like some women have used it their whole life, so they don't know if it like makes a difference or not.
Yeah.
You know? But I don't know. Primer, I'm not convinced on, or setting spray. Even though I use both of it, I'm not 100% convinced.
I'm not convinced at all of setting spray.
So yeah, but I like it anyway. I like to convince myself. Do you think the early, and this, I didn't even Google all these are just like, I wanted to talk about it with Meg, but early onset use of anti-aging, do you think that will actually help you one day?
I mean, so many people I know who are either dermatologists or, what's that word where they do facials?
Esthetician?
Estheticians have told me the earlier you do it, the less wrinkles you're going to have.
You really think so?
I don't know. I'm buying into it just to try to prevent as few wrinkles as possible, but I don't know if it's the truth. Part of me thinks that it's based off of your mom and what your mom's skin is like. It's based off of, are you a smoker? Are you in the sun all the time? I feel like there's probably a lot of external factors that you can't control, but since I can control me putting on, anti-aging around my eyes, then I'm just going to do it anyway, but I don't know if it's going to save me or not.
Right.
What do you think?
I'm not convinced, but then again, I'm a few years younger. I don't feel like I just don't think about it because I don't feel like I have wrinkles yet.
Yeah.
So do I?
No.
I feel like I just don't think about it yet.
Yeah.
But I've been told I need to start wearing it, but see, I'm a cheapskate. I'm like, then I have to buy something. Then I have to add to it. I tried using it once, but I didn't use it long enough for it to make a difference. Because sometimes you have to wear stuff for a really long time for it to make a difference. Wearing makeup all the time hurts skin. Women's Health, I looked up an article. No, it's not ever washing it off later that hurts your skin, like at nighttime.
Yeah, I think that is definitely
like
true.
Sleeping in it. But if you wear it every day, it won't hurt your skin. Refinery 29 says drinking water doesn't necessarily hydrate your skin. I believe that maybe it cures like acne and stuff and certain like blemishes and like things. And I've been trying to drink so much water and I still have the peeling stuff.
Yeah,
so I kind of believe it. Yeah. But I don't recommend you drinking any less water. There's so many other health benefits besides your skin. But I heard that that's a myth. And I'm about to reveal something kind of gross that I'm starting to do, or I think it's kind of weird. I have started to shave my face.
You have? Girl, I did not know that about you.
Chelsea's trying it too.
I heard that it's really awesome to shave your face.
Okay, so I don't have hair. I'm not like this thick, like I don't have like this bunch of stuff. I know some women do, but I don't. If I didn't do it, it's not detrimental. I have blonde peach fuzz.
Right.
It's like peach fuzz for women is just like very light. Like you have hair all over your body. Mm-hmm. Even though we're naked, you have like little fine hairs on your shoulder. Like it's everywhere. You know what I'm saying? So like we obviously do have hair on our face. Women do, but it's peach fuzz. It's not the thick, coarse, like pubic type hair. Mm-hmm. So Chelsea and I do have like pretty thick side areas on our skin or on our things, and we have I have blonde hair, so I'm blessed with that. But I was listening to the Skinny Confidential, which is another podcast, and they said celebrities shave their face.
So then you were like, okay, I'm going to do it.
It's not talked about. So she recommended the Skinny Confidential. Lauren recommended a thing, and I think this is what my sister bought based on a recommendation. I'm sorry if it's someone else that recommended it, but this little shaving thing is called Tinkle. But it's like this little like razor thing. Like you can look at it, Meg. You want to describe it?
It's tiny, tiny, tiny razor blade. The smallest razor blade I've ever seen in my entire life. It kind of looks like a toothbrush, but then instead of bristles, there's just a small razor blade.
And I did this Friday night. Literally, I just started.
Oh, you just started?
Yeah. So I've been taking off the peach fuzz around my jawline.
Do you use shaving cream?
No. Maybe you should.
I don't know.
I have no idea. I feel like that would make me break out.
Does Chelsea use shaving cream?
I just kind of put soap on there.
Oh, soap?
I wet my face. And no makeup, obviously. Then I kind of do around my brows because I have a little peach fuzz here and here. So I do around my brows and then in the middle of my brows. But you have to do it very carefully because you could get your whole eyebrow. And then careful. I do underneath here because I just have blonde hairs underneath here. And I do my mustache area. and then I do like up to my sideburns area. And I've been doing the whole thing, and I don't know. What do you think? Feel my skin?
It's super soft.
And so I've been shaving because apparently, one, it just like when someone gets up close in your business, it looks better. Two, it makes your makeup apply better. And a myth is, and I looked it up on several websites, shaving your hair does not make it grow back thicker.
But it just seems like it does so much, doesn't it?
No, I've never thought that.
Whenever my leg hair grows back, I'm like, where did all this hair come
I
from?
think it's probably just because you're older and you've been shaving it like your whole life. You know what I mean?
Yeah, and it's just all in my head. I know that is for sure a myth. Like, people have debunked that myth so many times. But for some reason in my head, I'm like, I don't know. It's still so thick.
So it's $5 for
Oh
a
my
3-pack at Walmart.
I'm getting one today.
Yeah, here's mine.
I don't think I'm going to do the eyebrows thing. I'm too nervous about going around my
that's totally
eyebrows.
cool.
I'm just going to do my,
Like right here.
yeah.
Do you have a lot of blonde hairs in between here and here?
No, I have
I
a
do.
lot of blonde hairs. I have quite a few blonde hairs on my mustache and on my chin. So
Yeah,
I'm going
me
to do
too.
there.
Anyway, beauty boxes. Do you believe in like beauty boxes? Like I used to subscribe to them. I forget, Birchbox.
And you would get stuff sent to you
Little
every month?
samples. Yeah, I never actually purchased any of the products.
So it would just be smaller sizes, like travel sizes?
Yeah,
I never did that.
I didn't like it that much.
No.
No. But Sephora, sometimes if you earn points, they give you good benefits. Like, I'm such a cheapskate, you guys. I was thinking about buying Jo Malone. Like, I was committed to it. And then I was at Sephora getting the Smashbox thing the other day. And I was like, they were like, you have 300 points. Would you like to get like one of these free products? And it was like a mini bottle of perfume. And I'm like, great. I'm set on perfume for a while now.
Nice.
Such a cheapskate.
I love perfume.
See, I am not like anything that I have to spend extra money on. I'm not like a big deal.
No, so you don't like perfume too much?
I mean, I do. I just don't want to spend that money.
I love perfume. It's probably
I
one of
feel
my
guilty.
favorite things.
I know. So for my birthday, I think I'm going to wish for Jo Malone.
Do it. I love Jo Malone so much. It used to be like whenever I was having a really hard time at my job and working like a ton, I used to go to Nordstrom and I would just go to the Jo Malone counter and just like buy Jo Malone. And I used to, on the drive back home, I would say, I'm going to quit my job and go be a Jo Malone girl. Like, that is how much I love Jo Malone.
My stepmom loves it and has gotten me hooked on it. And you can apparently mix the scents.
Yeah.
Yeah. And so she has a bunch, like the little bottles, and my stepmom is such like a queen. She's like a baller. I love her stuff, and she's like taught me a lot of stuff. But
yeah, that's the whole
and so is
point
my
is to,
mom.
like,
My mom taught me
layer it.
about the Studio Max stuff. But they're both baller women in my life. But she like told me like how to like mix all these like fragrances and stuff.
Yeah, it's really fun to do it.
Yeah, she's a beauty guru. So shaving your face was my other thing. So you think you're gonna try it?
I'm going to try it. I'm going to shave my face.
Okay.
I'm going to stay away from the brows, but I'm going to do the
Gosh,
rest.
Des, you have another thing to put on.
Des is going to be like, I don't know
You're
about this girl.
disgusting.
You must really love me.
He does. He's an angel. Okay, so what I want to try to master. Mastering the round brush of blow drying your hair. I cannot do that to save my freaking life.
Do that.
Have you tried?
I've tried, but my hands just don't go like that.
So how do you blow dry? I just like literally just use flat brush and I'm like, just aim it there and it'll work.
I do that, or I just go to bed with it wet.
Yeah.
That's it.
Yellow.
YOLO. But I cannot do a round brush to save my life.
Me either. Okay, so fun fact about me being more of a cheapskate. I've never gotten a facial.
You haven't? They're so good. I love them.
So Chelsea and I have decided to go get facials because she might have gotten one. I don't know, but we both have blackheads just like that cover our noses, and we just both want to go get them.
Do it.
But you have to get facials multiple times, and I'm such a cheapskate that I'm like, oh, you have to commit to it. You have to like keep getting them for it to like actually be effective, I think.
I mean, that's what they say, but one really good facial to clear out those blackheads, I mean, that can do a lot of work.
Does it really work?
Yes.
Oh, wow. Okay. Estheticians, I'm gonna go. God, but they're like $100. So again, being my cheap ass self, I am going to go to a beauty school
Yes, do it.
because they're like half off. They're like $45.
Do
at a beauty
it.
School.
And then see if you like
They're
it.
just as they're out of school. They have to be knowledgeable. Anyway, okay, so I looked it up and this is from Refinery 29. So it doesn't actually make your pores smaller. So I'm gonna read what facials actually do. So, and this is a quote, "Don't you love how a facial can open up your pores, dig out the gunk, and close them so they look minuscule? The only one issue is that what actually happens is the idea that pores can be opened, closed, or shrunk is not true." Boletta says, "Pore size is mostly determined by genetics." That's maybe why Chelsea and I have blackhead issues. And hopefully she doesn't mind that I'm talking about her face this much. And they do not open or close. But she adds they stretch, which is why congested pores appear larger. When an esthetician steams your skin during a facial, she's not opening your pores. She's softening the sebum within them, and this makes it easier to clear out the pore with a treatment or extractions. She says, the more clear your pores are, the more refined they look.
Perfect.
So that's from Refinery 29.
I'll go with y'all to get a facial.
Great. You want to go to the school with us?
Yeah, I really want to.
I've been trying to research what's the best Seattle beauty schools. I think I found a good one, and it's downtown, so we can go.
Cap Hill?
Maybe.
Okay, let's go.
Okay. So Mom, I love you. She taught me Mac. She taught me a lot of beauty things. Has impeccable taste. That's classic. And she taught me the power of classic taste. And I've talked to her about this before, so she knows that I am upset with her. And back in the day, I don't know if back a long time ago, they used to not have specific face moisturizer and then it like switched. But she told me to put Jergens on my face as a teenager and it made me break out so horribly. Mom, there's face moisturizers. I love you, but oh, that killed me. So I finally found face moisturizers and Mom, I swear by these, girl, you know it now, but that was a mistake I used to make.
For how many years did you put Jergens on your face?
Like when I was a teenager, when acne was at its height, so it made it worse.
Oh no, did Chelsea put Jergens on her face?
I don't know, but Mama, she knows. She knows I've given her.
Does your mom still put Jergens on her face?
I don't know.
We should ask your mom if she still does.
She listens, but I love you, Mom. Love you.
You know
to death.
what?
She has great taste, but my God, that dang Jergens.
My mom actually washes her face with Dove soap too.
She does?
Just like you.
I swear it's not that bad.
Nice.
Maybe for other people it is, though. You know how some people react to things negatively?
Yeah.
Like, you know those metallic skin tattoos that were like a real big trend and they would last on people's skin for a long time? Chelsea even had a mini business with it. Of course she did. Mine, it would immediately come off.
Oh, it would?
My skin didn't like rejected it. It was like, nope.
I liked those. Those were fun.
Mine, how long would yours stay on?
A long time.
Mine immediately like would not even take to my skin.
That's so weird.
I know. Another mistake, and you could talk about your mistakes. Another mistake I used to make, guys, when I went through a hard period when I was 14 years old, not like my period, but like a hard time in my life, you know, when you're like emo and stuff, I caked on basically black eyeshadow.
You did? I did not know this about you.
And it was bad. Like every night it looked like, every day I looked like I was going out makeup. Like, and I couldn't leave the house without it. I was like a tick. Like I couldn't leave the house or I would cry. I thought I looked ugly without it. And now because I caked it on so much and it was so intense, now I hate eyeshadow.
Really?
So that's why I don't wear eyeshadow now.
So how many years did you do this?
A long, like 3.
3 years?
Maybe 2. Maybe 2.
What grade were you in?
I was like 14 to 15 to 16, I think.
And you wore super dark eyeshadow?
Yeah.
Like
gothic emo, like someone punched you in the face. Really? Like dark.
Where
like
did you
dark
get
blue.
this from? Where did you get this idea?
I don't know. But then I like stuck in my face or my head that I needed it.
Oh, and so then in your head, you're like, I've got to have it or I'm going to be ugly.
Yeah. Like I can't go in public.
I mean, that's a hard time for everybody. 14 to 16, that's a rough age.
Yeah, so my little puberty self convinced myself that I needed this.
What did your mom and
dad say? Now I look back on the pictures, I'm like, Jesus. They were like, what are you doing?
What did Chelsea say?
She would tell me, stop worrying so much. But she had to be delicate because I was like in a very fragile state. So she was like, it looks good. Her and Emily would both talk to me about it. They'd be like, it looks great if you were going to a club. But you're going to high school every day. What are you doing with yourself?
And in your head, you just thought that, no, I look beautiful. What are you talking about?
Yeah. Rough. So I can't even wear eyeshadow anymore. It like infected me so much. And then one day I looked at myself without it. I'm like, what the hell am I doing?
Just one day you woke up and you're like, I finally see what they've been telling me for 2 years.
Yes.
Wow.
And now?
That was a big breakthrough.
Yeah. And now I never wear eyeshadow because I feel like I look like that little 14-year-old that looks like an idiot.
You are not the only person that did that.
Yeah.
It's a rough time. You're trying to find yourself.
Psychologically?
I don't know.
Oh, I have a good thing. I thought of my good thing. Anyway. And I used to think no makeup was horrible. Did you ever look back on your beauty routines from like when you first got into makeup, because we're not that old, or in your past of like high school, college, that you look back and you're like, Jesus, why was I doing that hairstyle? Why was I doing that haircut? What was your biggest mistakes?
Mine was bangs.
Oh.
So I had the bangs all the way across my forehead. You know, those thick bangs until I was a freshman in high school.
Nice.
And my hair was curly, so my mom would have to blow dry them straight. My mom mastered the art of a round brush. So the rest
of your hair was curly, but your bangs were straight across your face.
The rest of my hair wasn't as curly as Chelsea's, but it's like yours probably. And so
I love you so much, but rough.
Thank God my mom was like, finally, after 8th grade, she was like, I think it's time to grow out your bangs. And I was like,
she just had to have that talk with you.
Yeah. I wish you would have done it a few years sooner. Jeez.
That's like when the boys in middle school, like, it was like frosting the tips of their hair.
Oh, yes. Oh. Yes. Yes.
Rough. So, what is your good thing this week?
My good thing is that Friday is my birthday.
And we're going to celebrate next weekend.
And Amanda and Jeff are coming on Saturday morning. They're coming. And I have a whole day of exactly what I want to do. So they're getting here early on Saturday. And we're going to go to Discovery Park and take the dogs on a hike.
Yay.
And by a hike, I mean just a really long walk. It's like a 3-mile loop around Discovery Park. And so that'll be really fun, and the dogs will get really tired. And then we're going to go to lunch. And then we're going to go at Mam Noon's, which is at the bottom of the Amazon building. And it's kind of like Middle Eastern food, I think is the correct terminology for it. Mm-hmm. And then we're going to RN74 for dinner, which is this super fancy, nice restaurant in Seattle. And we're going to drink lots of wine. And then we're going to go to Molly Moon's, and I'm going to get lemon blueberry cheesecake ice cream.
Can you tell me how it is?
A waffle cone.
And are we celebrating with you on Sunday then?
Then, my friends, we're celebrating on Sunday with brunch on Sunday, and I'll send out a text to you guys. And then Amanda's going to be our guest next week.
Yes, girl.
I'm so excited.
I'm so excited. Okay, great. Well, happy birthday.
Thanks.
I know what I'm getting you already, because guess what she walked in here with? She walked in here with a big plastic bag. So I'm going to get her a big-ass makeup bag.
It's literally a Ziploc bag full of makeup.
Get you a beautiful makeup bag.
Perfect.
Okay. Which I have to go shopping for this week. I'm not good at keeping secrets, so I might as well just tell you what I'm getting you, and it might as well be something you like. Okay, my good thing, Meg, you're going to be proud of me. I reached out for therapy.
I am so happy for you.
Mm-hmm.
That's a really big step.
Yeah, so I'm going to be public with this because mental health isn't talked about very publicly. So I'm going to just talk about my journey on this podcast publicly.
Awesome.
So I called, and there's actually a long waiting list in
really?
Issaquah. And Issaquah is like closer suburban area to where I live. So I just decided on Issaquah. And but it was like I called this one really well-reviewed firm. Like it's like a firm of psychologists, and they're all women and therapists. And so I called them, and they do anxiety specific because I have bad anxiety counseling. And so they have a waiting list, but they had like 5 stars on everything. So I am on their waiting list, and they called me already, and they said it's lessening up, and I'm moving up to the top. So it should be within the next few weeks that I can get an appointment.
Perfect.
Yeah. So that's my positive thing.
That is really positive, and I'm really proud of you for doing that.
Yeah. I just ripped off the Band-Aid, and I did it in a lunch break. I called.
Perfect.
Okay. So what's our positive quote?
It's from Coco Chanel, since we're talking about beauty today. And she said, "Dress shabbily and they remember the dress. Dress impeccably and they remember the woman."
Snaps to that. Okay, ladies, we love you. Make sure to, or fellas, whoever listens, fellas can be feminists as well. Please subscribe and rate us and follow us on our social media. Want to talk about our social media for following?
Follow us on Instagram, follow us on Facebook and Twitter, and we love any comments that you guys give us, and we try to respond.
We forgot to talk about our hater.
We had our first hater.
Oh, yeah. He said, F feminists. Did I take a screenshot? Let me look.
Oh my gosh. I was freaking out. It was on one of our Woman Crush Wednesday posts. So Woman Crush Wednesday is when we do the picture of us with our lipsticks on and our favorite lipstick that we're wearing.
I took a screenshot.
And so I posted it early Wednesday morning, and then I texted Kenzie, and she saw it at the exact same time that I saw it.
So we're against anti-bullying online, so we decided to take this one on. If we ever get big, we probably won't even have time to address the haters. But his handle is, I'm going to call him straight out because he's online bullying. His handle is Boozin411. So that is spelled Bouzin 411. That's his handle, and I don't care. He said F, and he did it like F.K. So he didn't even say the F word, all the feminist, and didn't say plural. So he's clearly educated well, and has 3 explanations. This is what I said. Because I thought of her, because Megan texted me at the same time I saw it. And so we were both trying to figure out what to say. I was like, oh, we got to think of a good response. So this is what I said. We always try to respond to our viewers. So thanks for increasing our engagement with your comment. I believe online bullying is due to lack of proper education. So here's an article that might help. Have a great day. With a kiss.
With a kiss face. And then he responded to that.
Yeah, with a bunch of other crap.
Yeah, and then I think he deleted his comments and he blocked us because...
Maybe he read the article.
Maybe he said, okay, you're right. You know what? That wasn't the kindest, most positive thing to do.
Probably not.
But I think online bullying is terrible. I really think it is. And honestly, like... Yeah, whenever I read that, I was like, boo.
Don't online bully him. Don't go back and do what he did. But I'm just calling him out because he deserves to be called out. But that doesn't mean 2 wrongs make a right. 2
wrongs definitely do not make a right. I do not like online bullying.
I'm not looking for like a witch hunt, but he deserves to have his name out there.
Right. So it didn't feel good to get that comment, right? But
I don't care, but I've been in the public eye. So,
and I've never.
So how did it feel?
I was just kind of like, boo, you know, like, did it ruin my day? No, not at all. But I was just like, why a positive comment warms my heart. It makes me feel good. It makes me feel like, okay, we're really doing something with this podcast. And then whenever I saw that, it was kind of like womp womp. But I know that online bullying can be a trillion, million, zillion times worse. And especially when you're a teenager, maybe through that age of 14 to 16 that we were talking about earlier, that's just rough.
Just know, teenagers, if someone's bullying you in person or online and you're young women, listen to this. One, all these feelings pass one day and you won't feel as upset one day. Two, they will grow out of it and they're wrong. But be stronger than that. You're worth it. You're beautiful. People love you. So do not let this, right now it seems like your whole world, but one day you will never talk to your middle school friends or high school friends that much ever again. I only talk to a very minute handful of people from high school, not because I just dislike them, but it's just you grow apart. It's life. But just don't let it happen.
And it's their problem, not your problem.
You're beautiful. You're wonderful.
So I would love to tackle, online bullying. Like, we could do a whole podcast on online bullying.
Okay, we'll talk about it later. But we love you guys. Thanks for listening.
Thanks for listening.
See you next week.
Bye.
Bye.